Poor guy out there cooking. Hi, how are you? I pointed at you. I'm sorry. Welcome. Thank you for showing up. Look at we're gonna create our own spices, our own seasonings, our own rubs here right at the Poor Guy house. You know why? Because everything's expensive. And you go and you look at these fancy rubs or seasonings that are in the store, they cost a ton of money. I mean, $7, $8, $9. A lot of times you can create this stuff at your own house that's just as good, maybe even better, and you can tweak it the way you want to, and you could save a lot of money doing this. Okay, so what we've got here is three different blends that I've looked up, and I honestly just look them up on the internet. I go on Safari in the World Wide Web, right? And I'm like, hey, let me see if something for smoked chicken or a pork butt or hamburger. Those are the three that we have here. Now, you may have to do an initial investment depending on what you have at your house. So we actually bought these little shaker bottles. Um, Six of them are like $9. And it's a good size for what we want because we don't want huge containers because it will go bad eventually. But yeah, make your own seasoning. Make it the way you want to. You can look up one for chicken and say, okay, oh, it's got too much oregano in it. I'm going to cut that back and add a little bit more paprika. For what you like, make it your way less expensive, super easy. And a lot of times you'll have to, it might be trial and error. You make one and say, oh, okay, that was good, but, and then you just tweak it and keep making it. A lot of this stuff you already have in your house. So without further ado, we're going to start with the pork butt one. And all I did was put some masking tape on there and wrote pork butt on it so I know what it is. And I got a little poor guy. I just took my magnets and taped them on there, honestly, with the help of Don. So let's start with the pork butt. I got these all labeled here. Let's dig in. Okay, pork butt's right here. The recipe I found, I wrote them down because I don't remember things. Got a quarter cup of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons paprika, smoked paprika, 2 tablespoons of salt, 1.5 teaspoons of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1 teaspoon of chili powder. And it's that simple. So we're just gonna mix it up. Now the brown sugar, yeah, it's gonna get clumpy. And really, we're just gonna combine all these together and then put them in these bottles. Now this pork butt one I actually will use this week. Oh, we got a little bit of wind going on because I'm going to smoke a pork butt out there on the Oklahoma Joe's this week, midweek. So yeah, it doesn't have to be, totally mixed up because it's going to be in the bottle and you're going to shake it around and move it around in there too. But just get it blended up a little bit. Now remember, brown sugar, if you're going to create these, you want to make sure you use them in a timely manner because brown sugar, it doesn't last forever like some of these other dried spices. So yeah, so the pork butt, and I just labeled pork butt on there. And these come with a little safety seal on them too. See that? And you got a spoon so you can pour it, and a little shaker thing. Now again, with these seasonings or rubs that you want to create, some people like them, you know, finer. Some people like them more coarse. Oh boy. Okay. This is where it gets tricky, folks. Let me spill a little bit. But like I was saying, oh, a lot of this, oh boy. Well, you get the idea, right? Sometimes it's a little bit of struggle for poor guy. Oh, I should have got it. Okay, there we go. Must be that brown sugar. But you get the idea, right? You might have to make a little bit of an investment at first. That's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. Let's see. Let's see if we can fit all of it in there, just out of curiosity. Got one clumpy piece of brown sugar. Okay. That's our pork butt. Now look at it. Seal it up. Shake it up even more. I wonder if I should just do that. Just put it in there and shake it up. All right, that's our pork butt. Oh, we got a little bit of a mess here. Now here I found out a one for hamburgers. Not like hamburgers you would cook on the grill. I'm sure you can mix it in with just ground beef, but it's specifically for hamburgers. And this one calls for 2 tablespoons of smoked paprika, 2 tablespoons of onion powder, 2 tablespoons of dried oregano. I'm sorry, 2 teaspoons of dried oregano, 2 teaspoons of salt, 1.5 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1 teaspoon of black pepper. Again, the majority of this stuff you already got in your house. I mean, if you cook at home, you probably have these spices on hand. Now, what we usually do is when we'll go to like Sam's or something like that, we'll pick up the big, McCormick or Members Mark industrial size because we cook here at home. We very seldomly go out to eat, so we're cooking pretty much every day here at the house. I probably should have put these in a different bowl, but you know the drill. That's why I put it on this tray so I don't make too much of a mess. Okay, so obviously the brown sugar on that first recipe for the pulled pork took up more volume, but yeah. And again, I mean, you can go ahead and get any kind size you want, uh, but I tend to steer away from big containers because I just don't want them going bad. Um, okay, here's a chicken one. So if I want to do like a rotisserie chicken or whatever, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 1 tablespoon of paprika, not smoked, 2 teaspoons of dried oregano, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of onion powder, half a teaspoon of black pepper, and this wasn't in the recipe, I did a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper because it's going to be a little spicy. And again, just go ahead and mix her up. This one's got brown sugar, so it's going to get a little clumpy. And I like these bottles here too because whether or not you want your rubs or seasonings fine or more coarse, it'll fit through those holes pretty good. Now I have like a metal shaker bottle that I like to use, but if I'm doing a coarser blend, it has a hard time getting through those tiny holes. So these are good bottles and didn't cost much at all, just plastic, but they'll work out just fine here. And let's go ahead and struggle getting this in here. Next time I'll have to get some smaller bowls and try to make this a little bit more professional. But yeah, that's our chicken seasoning. I could have done half of or double that, but I do have a whole chicken that I want to smoke sometime, and that should be plenty for that. So really, yeah, what I'm getting at is like look up your own recipes, do some research on what you like and what you're going to cook, and go for it. I mean, you've really got nothing to lose, and you can make some good seasonings and or rubs right here at your own house. So it's a great way to save money, uh, and it's kind of fun to do too. I mean, let's face it. And yeah, do your own thing. But yeah, how to create your own seasonings. Again, research it and go for it. Trust me, you won't be disappointed in what you can create your own and save a lot of money. Okay, I'm done. I'm done rambling. It's a great idea. Try it yourself. I dare you. Peace.